Offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
And Russell Wilson says he's ready to roll.
Let's ride! Pew pew!
Oh, it never gets old. It never gets old. He loved the Cactus Jack fingers. Anyway, Russell Wilson says he's ready to roll. He is ready to start against the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday morning, our time, against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. And Mr. Whole Pack of Badgers likening himself to a certain superhero because of his abilities to heal quick. He said, I heal real quick. I don't know if it's, Wolverine blood or what. I'm starting to get annoyed with this Russell Wilson.
Starting?
I'm just,
What do you mean this Russell Wilson? This is who he's always been. Whole pack of Badgers. That's the goofiest thing in the history of the league.
Again.
And this is another one of those, when you're winning, you can be a goober.
Exactly.
Now, you're just a goober.
Exactly. I mean, your funny little jokes and all of that were okay. I mean, we dealt with it when you were winning games with the Seattle Seahawks.
Now you're just annoying.
Exactly.
By the way, has there ever been a marketing scheme that made more sense than Russell Wilson with Subway? A mediocre quarterback for a mediocre sandwich.
Aww.
Pew pew, let's ride.
Again, we'll never be endorsed on this show.
Oh, absolutely.
Subway's just crossing us off.
Subway's like, why do you have to keep talking so bad about us? Well, because there are 7 sandwich shops that are franchised, and somehow you're the 10th best one.
I mean, where's the excitement in this, though? I mean, Russell Wilson says he's ready to roll. Let's ride, whatever. Who's excited? Is there a Denver Broncos fan that's like, yeah, there's still hope?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Broncos fans have a lot of hope for this weekend. They didn't need a reason to get drunk at 9:30 in the morning, but found one. You gave me a reason to aggressively drink first thing in the morning.
All right. We usually only do this when we're snowed in during the summer or during the winter. Now
summer also possibly in Denver.
Yeah. Sometimes.
I mean, it's a listless franchise. I am curious to see if there's anything to the report that's out right now that if they lose to the Jaguars, they will actually make a move on Jerry Jeudy and Bradley Chubb. Because that screams to me, we have to recoup draft capital because Goober over here with his Subway chicken bacon ranch has just eviscerated our franchise.
Are you calling George Payton into question?
Oh, absolutely.
We all thought he was the genius coming over from the Minnesota Vikings, and isn't that where he came from?
Yes.
So,
and I still think he's a bright guy.
But
he just panicked, made a move that didn't really make sense at the time, and I said that. And now you're getting – this is over the top, but I feel like this being a letdown was very predictable.
The trade deadline could be very, very active. Next Tuesday is when it's coming up in the NFL. Who's going to get traded? We'll go down all the latest rumors next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins, wanting to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Monfort Avenue. Light delays 240 eastbound between exit 3 and exit 4A. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slows near the French Broad River. Future 26 eastbound slow between Riverside Drive and 240 Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road. Expect delays both north and southbound. Sweden Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound is slow between the Biltmore Forest area to Long Shoals Road. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Again, Boulevard Road northbound slow between Clayton Road.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking NFL news, defensive end Robert Quinn heading to Philadelphia. The Eagles acquired Quinn from the Bears for a fourth-round pick. As the only unbeaten NFL team remaining bolsters its pass rush. Philly's being aggressive with one thing in mind, notes our Keyshawn Johnson.
It's boom or bust. They pushed all their chips to the middle because they see an opportunity. The NFC is not as strong as many people may have thought at the beginning of the season. This is an opportunity for them to cash in and play in the big toaster in Arizona.
Arizona would be the site of Super Bowl 57. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones will start Sunday against the Jets, according to ESPN's Field Yates. On Monday night, Jones played just 3 series before being replaced by rookie Bailey Zappi the rest of the game. Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott hoping to play against the Bears on Sunday despite a right knee injury. His availability is in question after he missed today's practice. The Saints will start Andy Dalton at quarterback on Sunday against the Raiders. Baseball, Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner plans to keep Aaron Boone as his manager. He declined today, however, to address the pending free agency of outfielder Aaron Judge.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The Patriots have been setting Mac Jones up to fail with the way they're handling this whole situation. And now all of a sudden, because things get a little bit challenging, now there's a quarterback controversy.
More from TJ and Max Thursday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. That's win. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It's ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We are the Sportsocracy, and we're heard everywhere, live or on demand on the iHeart Radio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. All you got to do is go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat and get the alerts whenever we go live. It is a take your shot, or call your shot Wednesday, rather, here in the Sportsocracy. So hit us up on the YouTube comments, or you can give us a call and leave us a voicemail that we can play back here on the air. 436-2812 is the number. 436-2812. You can leave us a message, and then we can play it back. Whatever your hot take is, we will address it here over the next hour of the radio show. The NFL trade deadline comes up next Tuesday. We've already seen some trades be made. We had one today, right at the top of the 4 o'clock hour.
Robert Quinn to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles getting Robert Quinn from the Chicago Bears for a 4th-round draft pick, which, again, highway robbery. makes that defense more terrifying than it already was. And they're trying to keep pace. I mean, obviously, this is a team that's 6-0. They are all in to win. They could go 11-0 in this season and hope that they don't have a Pittsburgh Steelers-esque meltdown at the end. Somebody mentioned earlier in the comments their hot take of the day was that the Philadelphia Eagles would get into the playoffs and not win a single playoff game.
I don't know who in the NFC is supposed to beat them. I don't genuinely believe in any other NFC team. Can we just let in 13 AFC teams?
No.
I mean,
we can't do that.
Philadelphia and then just the AFC. You're all better.
Things will turn around. There will be contenders that crop up over the season. You got to give the Minnesota Vikings their shot to be in a Super Bowl again. Hopefully they won't lose this one like they've done all the other ones that they've been in.
Well, I mean, those were before I was a person. So,
what, they don't count?
No, not really. I mean, really, the world started the day I was born.
So wait. Are you saying that Super Bowls that happened before you don't count?
Other than the Super Bowl 3 greatest game ever played.
Yeah. Other than the one your team won.
Correct.
None of the other ones count. Got you.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Mine involved Joe Namath selling his soul to the devil, and is why I have been sad for 30 years. So that's why it's relevant.
NFL trade deadline coming up next Tuesday. Who will be moved?
I want to tie this one into a super chat we just got from Kyle Grove. He said he's got $30 in fab left in his fantasy league. Should I use it all on Kyron Williams? No. And let me tell you why. The Rams were heavily in on Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they're going to make a move of some kind. They're so all in. Now, you talk about your Bucks being bad when Brady's gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's coming a day where the LA Rams are going to be an expansion team. Because they just don't care. They know it's coming. Which is also why I think Sean McVay floated out I could retire.
Mm-hmm.
Not with this team, you won't. Give it a couple years, and you might.
Yeah, you can only sell out for so long. I mean, how many times have we had that conversation about my very team on this program? You can only sell out for so long, keep kicking the can down the road, as Jeremy likes to call it, until it's finally going to catch up to you, to where you run out of those stars, you run out of those big contracts. And in the Los Angeles Rams case, they keep mortgaging their future by giving up their draft picks. What are you going to be left with?
And the Rams have basically told every team in the NFL they can have Cam Akers for a bag of recyclables that they could take to the metal yard.
And nobody wants him.
Not up until this point. Look, I know definitively they offered 4 picks and Cam Akers to the Panthers, and they were rebuffed.
Interesting. And you think, but that didn't have anything to do with Cam Akers, did it?
They wanted the picks this year. The Rams were trying to space them off.
Right.
San Francisco sent 3 and 1. The Rams allegedly wanted to do 1 and 3, or at worst 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But you get Cam Akers too. That's not attractive to us.
No. It's not a bargaining chip that holds a lot of power.
So the answer to Kyle Grove is I would not spend all of your fab on Kyron Williams because he is the passing down back, and there's probably no team in the league that I'm as confident they're going to do something as the Rams. And I've heard a little birdie told me, watch out for them with DJ Moore. There's been so much smoke with DJ Moore that I know the calls are being made.
Mm-hmm.
Whether anything happens, that's debatable. They want a lot, and justifiably so.
Mm-hmm.
This could be one of the times that what you want and what we're willing to offer for a receiver that's $25 million against the cap next year, those two things may not line up. But that's one I've heard a lot.
Green Bay Packers, somebody put out breaking news today on NFL circles that the Green Bay Packers are making phone calls on wide receivers.
No kidding. They've been doing it for weeks.
Seriously?
They want Chase Claypool for virtually nothing, and Pittsburgh's not coming off of it.
I wouldn't give him up for nothing.
So what does that deal look like?
I mean, I'm asking for a 3.
and I'm going to laugh until I almost urinate on myself.
Really?
And then I'm moving on.
That ridiculous?
For a malcontent receiver that it's very obvious that you want out of your building. Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And head case receivers from the Pittsburgh Steelers do not have the greatest track records of moving on and being
this is
fun to deal with.
This is very true. Like, I'm not saying you'd get it. I'm saying that's where I would start the conversation.
Well, the thing that, from what I've been told on the Packers, the thing they can't wrap their brain around, we get that Chase Claypool's young, but we can have Brandon Cooks for a 6. Why would we give up a pick 3 rounds higher than that for a player that's not really any better? Yes, he's younger, but we're trying to win right now. We have young guys. Romeo Doubs is a young guy that's coming into his own. Christian Watson, eventually, they plan on being a high-level weapon for them. I need right now. And the Brandon Cooks thing, that's one that's just made too much sense, and I know they're fielding the calls.
Well, go get it. I mean, if you can get him for that, fine.
The Houston Texans are willing to come off.
I'm getting some kind of good value for Chase Claypool.
The Texans are willing to come off any player that's not physically attached to the ground.
So everybody but Dameon Pierce.
Basically,
because he's hunkered in there.
Oh, it's Dameon Pierce, Derek Stingley, and Jalen Petrie. End of message. Repeat the line. You can have anybody else.
We'll even give you Davis Mills if you'd like.
And a turtleneck for him to wear if you're in a cold weather city.
Would you like to take him on for us?
The most interesting one to me is Denver. Because there seems to be, it's a push and pull. Denver really wants to be competitive. But I think they know they're not. And as gutted as you are draft pick-wise, no coach is going to take this job. No coach with options will look at Denver because they're going to move on from Nathaniel. If this goes as bad as I think it's going to, he will be a one and done. And you do have to look at how are we positioning this. Would you rather have Bradley Chubb, who only plays in one system, or would you rather have the, as it's been phrased to me, significant draft pick compensation that would be required to get him? And for me, it's the picks. For me, it's the picks, no doubt. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. If they come to me and say, we'll give you a 1 and a 3 for Bradley Chubb, which is not as insane as it sounds, and we'll extend him, are you saying no?
No. Not a chance.
Not a chance in the world.
Because, I mean, frankly, I'd be surprised if you could get that out of him.
Oh, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. He's a young pass rusher that could be really, really good in this league.
Could be, but you already have to have that one weapon. You already have to have the other guy on the other side. This is the only time that he's been really relevant, is when he had Von Miller on the other side.
And that's true to a point, but not really, because you get into some health issues. That's the biggest knock on him, is health. But it tells me a lot that teams have been calling Denver thinking, we're going to take our shot. I mean, they've called on KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy, Bradley Chubb. I even heard a report on Justin Simmons. I don't know how you would move off that contract. But then again, the numbers, the salary cap's fictitious in the NFL.
Absolutely.
The numbers are made up.
Absolutely. And when you can get a guy like Robert Quinn for a 4, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's worth it. You figure out you hire guys. You pay people, millions of dollars to figure out your budget, your salary cap gymnastics. We'll take care of it one way or the other.
Here's the other thing I'll tell you. And do I believe what I'm getting ready to say? No. But it's out there that Carolina turned down 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns. I don't believe you in any way. First of all, I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. If you did, you're out of your mind. And I don't care who they're from. The rumor is it's the Rams. If that's true, you are insane. There is no player that's not a quarterback that's not worth 2 first-round picks.
Okay. But those picks are for 3 years from now? Do the Rams?
Now, that could be the caveat.
Right. Do the Rams even have their first-round picks for the next 2 years? So
that would be the caveat, is that you'd be taking them in the 24 draft, the 25 draft.
Mm-hmm.
That they might have said no to?
Absolutely. I would
say absolutely. That's very high-end capital. And so when you said that, I don't know that you can get a 1 and a 3 for Bradley Chubb, yeah, you can. You make him readily available, they won't be on this team by lunchtime Monday.
And that could all swing on Sunday morning, depending on what the Jacksonville Jaguars are able to do against the Denver Broncos. If they come out and just frog stomp them, then yeah, it may be sell time.
2 other players to look at with the Green Bay Packers, and this is going to sound a little strange when I say it, but Mike Gesicki, Albert Okwuegbunam.
Makes sense.
Okwuegbunam's going somewhere. He's if I had to choose a player that I'm telling you right now, he's going to be wearing a different jersey a week from now. Mm-hmm. That's who it is.
Okay.
He's been a healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row because they're all in on Greg Dulcich, and I can't emphasize this enough because Nathaniel Hackett is his father's son, and he's not very bright.
A tight end would help. Wide receiver would help more. Go get both.
I was about to say, I'm not sure that one precludes the other.
No, they don't. You go get whatever you need to get to make this team work. Because there have already been segments on national shows today talking about Aaron Rodgers. Will he finish his career with the Green Bay Packers, or will he pull a Brett Favre and go somewhere else? The more and more he talks, the more and more it looks like a divorce could be coming. And even after they gave him everything he wanted, the contract, the $200 million deal, $50 million a year, he apparently, kissed and made up with the front office, with Brian Gutekunst. And now he's out there talking, causing problems. People are upset. And now we're back to square one of, will Aaron Rodgers stick around? We have to do this for another 4 years?
Oh, he's not lasting 4 years. 4 years from now, he's going to look like Nicolas Cage. Let's deal with this year, and then we'll talk about the future.
Right. Another guy's name is being thrown around at the trade deadline is Kareem Hunt. Jeremy Greene, not the biggest Kareem Hunt fan. Feels he's pretty overrated. I'm interested to see what Jeremy's take is on what Cleveland wants for Kareem Hunt. We'll get into that up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound near Brevard Road, also slow. 26 eastbound crawling between I-40 and the Blue Ridge Parkway due to an accident. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Brevard Road north and southbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the NC Arboretum. Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Again, Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Mills Gap Road and Long Shoals Road. Sweden Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road, heavy delays. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by NetSpend All Access Account. NetSpend All Access Account. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by an account established by Pathward N.A. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs today.
Watch the Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC.
Taco Bell is sorry for going too far with its past breakfast. All you need in the morning is tasty, simple food, like a breakfast crunch wrap. Fluffy eggs, cheese, sausage, hash browns wrapped in a warm tortilla. Grab one at participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only until 11 a.m. while supplies last.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety, from your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle, and of Asheville. We are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville inside the Ingles Studio, and the NFL trade deadline comes up next Tuesday. November the 1st is the trade deadline. And it could be very, very active. One name that keeps getting thrown around in these trade rumor blogs and things. Do they still call them blogs?
What are you, 100?
I'm just asking the question.
I mean, that is still a term, yes.
Okay, thank you. It just, a simple yes or no would be, well, that's not really what the kids are calling them these days.
That's not what I do.
Get with the times. That's sufficient.
That's not what I do.
You don't have to point out the fact that I'm old. One of our loyal listeners the other day threw out we were talking about something, and he said 100 years ago when that park down at the river used to be a racetrack, and I went, you stop that. You already make me feel old, and now you're talking about the place I used to hang out on Friday nights as a kid. It was not 100 years ago. You stop that now. Kareem Hunt, though, is a name that's being thrown out there because Cleveland Browns have Nick Chubb.
And Dearness Johnson.
Right, and Kareem Hunt is an expendable member of that backfield. Now, the funny part to me is they are reportedly asking for a Christian McCaffrey-type haul for Kareem Hunt.
It's not even kind of true.
Really?
No, it's not even kind of true. It would take more than the Jets gave up for James Robinson, but not by much. Offer him a 4, maybe a 5, and he's gone. It's an expiring deal, which obviously takes it down because you're going to have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really good running back draft class. There's just not that many teams that need a running back. I don't necessarily think he's moved. He could be, but I don't find it to be very likely. I would say when Tuesday rolls around next week, it's more likely we're talking about a couple receiver deals, one of the tight ends, maybe 2, and there might be one high-end guy that we're not expecting.
Josh Jacobs.
Why in the world would the Raiders trade Josh Jacobs? You're giving him 9,000 carries.
Expiring contract. You're not
for a team that plays
up next year. Maybe you want draft capital.
Well, I want to dive into what you just said because I've heard several people say, "Well, they didn't pick up his option, so they don't. He's not in their future play." That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why would you pick up the 5th-year option on a first-round running back? You'd pay him $13 million. That's insane. Nobody would do that. It could literally be Saquon Barkley. You're not doing that because you're not paying a running back that much money. It doesn't make any sense because you can re-sign him long-term for $8 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I set $4 million on fire? That has nothing to do with how they view him in this scheme with this staff. It's a totally false narrative.
Okay.
And I've heard that from a ton of people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense. There's also why drafting running backs in the first round doesn't make any sense, but you almost can't keep them on that number because it's cost prohibitive.
Mm-hmm.
And above all else, it's just flat out stupid.
But you're going to let him hit the market, and you may be outbid for him. Oh, that's true.
If you want to, if it's that important, franchise him. Guess what? That's still cheaper.
Is it really?
Yes.
Than the 5th-year option?
Because you currently have 4 running backs that are completely messing up the number. But then you get to 5, and it lowers it.
Okay. All right. So you say the report that they want 4 draft picks.
That's stupid.
Is ridiculous.
That's like me saying
somebody made that up.
That would be like me saying I want to be 4 inches taller. A, why? B, how in the world are you going to do that?
Well, see, that was my initial reaction. When I saw that, I went, ha, well, I mean, wish in one hand.
And piddle in the other.
Exactly. Because that's exactly where you would be if you were asking teams for that kind of return for Kareem Hunt.
I mean, I just looked to the James Robinson deal. The Jets were desperate. It was very clear. And they called on Kareem Hunt. They apparently didn't like what they heard.
Mm-hmm.
And so they moved on to James Robinson.
Oh, see, that's why, we were talking about the LA Rams. I look at them as a team that they should be in the hunt. They should, pun intended.
But I'm pumped.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure that I agree with you. Is Kareem Hunt better than Darrell Henderson right now? And if so, by how much? Because it's not that drastic.
I mean, I would say he's better.
By how much?
I don't know how much.
See, to me, they're very similar players.
I mean, I have long stood by that I believe, given the opportunity, he takes over sole possession of number 1 for somebody, he can return to that Kansas City form.
Kyle Grove in our YouTube chat said David Montgomery. And I'll be honest with you, he would probably be had for vaguely what Kareem Hunt would, and to me, he's twice the player.
Really?
David Montgomery is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on dog water offenses, which has made him not as impactful as you would like him to be.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of just sheer talent, I don't think there's 8 running backs in the NFL that are more talented than him. That's one, if I'm the Rams, I can make that happen. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking because that's an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kareem Hunt's a market improvement.
I look at teams around the league and go, what could you add? What would you be in the market for? Obviously, we talked about the tight ends and the wide receivers with the Green Bay Packers. I keep looking at these teams, though, Dallas and New York, we don't really believe in you. What are they going to be active in the trade market?
I mean, I'm sure they're fielding calls. I just don't know what you're going to add. I mean, Dallas, you could add a receiver, but who do you feel drastically better about than what you have? Every name I've heard on the market outside of DJ Moore, who will be incredibly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Are they better than Michael Gallup?
Brandon Cooks?
Is he better than Michael Gallup? To me, that's close.
Maybe.
That would probably be an improvement.
I mean, it would definitely be an improvement because, I mean,
it makes your 3 drastically
right.
better.
Say they're on par. Well, now I have 2 Michael Gallups and a CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I feel markedly better about that than just having 1. So he doesn't have to be drastically better. If I can get him for a 6th-round draft pick.
And see, I feel like smart teams do this every single year. Philadelphia. Gage Camplin asked in the YouTube chat, thoughts on the Quinn trade.
Brilliant.
This is what smart teams do. You're getting an asset that is worth more than a 4th-round pick. Now, the beauty of those day 3 picks, you get 3 to 4 years out of these guys at very, very cheap. Your hit rate's also about 20%. I'm getting a known quantity that I don't have to continue to pay. I have the right to franchise him if I want to. Let's say he comes out here, has 10 sacks the second half of the year. I can franchise the guy for a year.
Mm-hmm.
A 1-year deal is never going to kill me. It's the long-term deals that bite you. And I just think smart teams do this. You look year after year after year. Look at the Jets. Obviously a team that I know very well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many player trades, not draft pick trades, player trades Joe Douglas has made in the 3 years he's been there?
No clue.
19.
Wow.
19.
That's a lot.
That involved players. That is an astronomically high number. And look at the talent on the team.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM at 1400. It is time for the most important message of the day. And that message, Flostradamus.
Don't do crimes.
Don't do crimes. And there's a bar up in Iowa. They did crimes. You can't do crimes, especially as, when you live in Des Moines, Iowa, the city council there, slapping back against this bar after, that was probably a poor choice of words, but something occurred at the bar that they're not down with as a city. Apparently last month, there was a performance of some sort at this bar on Court Avenue, and apparently it turned X-rated.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And you can't do that. Violates Iowa's indecent exposure laws. Videos of the incident got widely circulated on social media, and because of the lewd performance, the Des Moines City Council has temporarily suspended the liquor license for the downtown club. They will also face a $1,000 fine. It is unclear when the suspension will begin. Now, would you like the twist of the story? Jeremy, the name of the bar, Shags.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, there was some of that going on at Shags, and they have now taken their liquor license. And I feel like you will be shut down should something like this ever occur again.
It's not a good look.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Do you have a crimes?
I do, Mike. I've got 2 computers here, and I'm not sure either one of them's actually working.
Oh, no. Well, that's not good.
Man, technology. We need a break from each other.
We need a break from each other.
We need a break from each other. I'm real tired of technology.
Okay, well, speaking of breaks, let's take one of those here in the Sportsocracy. We'll see if we can't put some Band-Aids on Jeremy's computer here. We will be back to address the some of the other questions that we've gotten throughout the day here on a Call Your Shot Wednesday. You can give us a call, leave us a voicemail. We can play it back here on the show. Give your hot take at 828-436-2812 or hit us up in the comments on YouTube.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins, want to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound near Brevard Road, also slow. 26 eastbound crawling between I-40 and the Blue Ridge Parkway due to an accident. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Brevard Road north and southbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway near the NC Arboretum. Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Again, Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Mills Gap Road and Long Shoals Road. Sweden Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road, heavy delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell is sorry for going too far with its past breakfast. All you need in the morning is tasty, simple food, like a breakfast crunch wrap. Fluffy eggs, cheese, sausage, hash browns wrapped in a warm tortilla. Grab one at participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only until 11 a.m. while supplies last.
The midterms are here. With so much at stake, MSNBC has the in-depth coverage and analysis to give you a greater understanding. Watch coverage of the 2022 midterms, Tuesday, November 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Come and get it. In just 2 minutes, an Oral-B electric toothbrush can change your mind about what a toothbrush can do. In just 2 minutes a day, its dentist-inspired round brush head cleans 100% better than a regular brush. And in less time than the average commercial break, you can get that purifying, clean feeling like you just left the dentist. Not bad for just a couple of minutes. Oral-B. Brush like a pro. Come and get it.
This week in the Buncombe County High School Game of the Week, it's the last week of the regular season, and we finish up conference play with Asheville at Inca. The Jets are coming off 2 wins in a row, and Asheville's trying to tune up for the playoffs. Sports Tank Friday gets us going at 6. Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 6:30. On AM 1400, 2 undefeated teams, Tuscola at West Henderson. The winner wins the conference. The pregame show starts at 7 with a kick at 7:30. The best high school football coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
We got Thursday night football coming up tomorrow. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Baltimore Ravens.
You said that with a lot of prevailing sadness.
Well, I don't see how it's going to get better. I don't see how this is going to go well for us. You got a team in complete disarray on a short week after just being completely listless against the Carolina Panthers. You got to play Baltimore this week, and you're not going to have several starters again for this game. Again, the secondary is going to be decimated, but even worse than it was last week. No Carlton Davis, no Sean Murphy-Bunting, and now Antoine Winfield Jr. is out. So I don't feel like the defense is going to be much better than it was last week. Oh, and Luke Godecki's hurt too.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So now you really are on a 6th guard, it feels like. Tom Brady, not going to be happy. Long week, though. Long week's a perfect time to get shellacked on a Thursday and fire Todd Bowles. Just throwing that out there. You always talk about if you're going to make a head coaching change or you're going to make some sort of a quarterback change.
Do it on the long week.
Do it on the long week. So maybe that's where this is going. Let's just sit everybody, get killed, and then we can make a major change. One of the most disappointing teams in college football has to be the Texas A&M Aggies. Jimbo Fisher making his billions of dollars, and it's not going well. This team is 3-4, probably not going to make a bowl game. And for the second time already this season, Jimbo Fisher has had to suspend several of his 5- and 4-star freshmen that he famously paid, well, he says he didn't, but we all know he did.
We know he did.
Paid so much to get to come in with this historic recruiting class. Just shocker of shockers. 18-year-old kids with a whole bunch of money. They don't tend to behave well.
It's funny you brought this up. So I was at SoCon Media Days earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Greenberg was the speaker. It was Seth Greenberg and Debbie Antonelli. And he started talking about NIL and where he thinks this goes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something that's been marinating on me, and it's one of the more brilliant things I've ever heard. You know where this is headed?
Where?
Contracts.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way. There is no other way. Jimbo Fisher is proof positive of why. Jimbo's making $1 billion. You can't fire him. The buyout is $95 million. Even Texas A&M, that has very deep pockets, you're not paying that much.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that you bring in these players that they're beholden to what? They're here for what? The money.
Mm-hmm.
And something Debbie Antonelli said has been resonating with me too of, it's not like you're retiring on this. And the dichotomy of both of their perspectives on this was really interesting to me. You get a school like Texas A&M. What are they really selling you? All right, so when Jimbo Fisher comes into your living room, what is he selling you? Talking to the parents, talking to the kid, what's the pitch?
Come here and win national championships.
Nobody with an IQ above salad dressing believes that. This is not a national contender. They've never been a national contender.
We get enough top talent. We could be. I've done this before.
So your pitch here is be a part of maybe a perspective thing that you could go to Alabama and just do anyway. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You're not winning at this rate in recruiting for that. Jimbo Fisher's an offensive guy. I want to see how close you come on this. The Tennessee Volunteers have the most prodigious offense in the country.
Okay.
They average 571 yards of offense a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know who 2 is?
The number 2?
The number 2 offense in the country.
USC?
It's Georgia.
Oh.
It's Georgia. 526.5. First of all, number 2 is 46 yards a game behind Tennessee. Second of all, the fact it's Georgia just tells me how dog water your schedule has been. How many yards per game more does Tennessee average than Texas A&M? With Jimbo Fisher, the offensive guru. He's such a genius.
I'm going to go Price is Right on here and go 201, Bob.
You're too low. It's 230.
Yikes.
Which is what Iowa averages a week. So the best offense in the country, the selling point of Jimbo Fisher, he is this offensive guru, won a national title with Jameis Winston. You're in between Virginia Tech and Florida International offensively.
Yikes.
That's a level of bad that I can't wrap my head around.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look back through the time that Jimbo's been here, this shouldn't be that surprising. There's always been this talk of, he's really turning things around at Texas A&M. They're getting worse, and I don't know why people don't see that. He came in and coached up a good-ish roster, and they've gotten worse every single year. Mm-hmm. Why? Because all you're doing is bringing in kids that are chasing the dollar signs. That's why they're signing with you. Oh, well, our facilities. Everybody has facilities. At this point, if you don't have facilities, you're irrelevant. Google LSU's locker room and then talk to me about facilities.
Right.
Or Florida's. Or the concept on Florida State with what they're doing right now. You're not winning with facilities. You're bringing in guys that are chasing money, and they couldn't care less about you if they tried. And it is so obvious. There is no team in the country that plays with less fire than Texas A&M. They have talent.
They have talent, sure, but it's all young. It's all
bought and paid for. I'll say it.
It's
all bought and paid for talent. These guys got the money, and now the next thing they care about is getting to the league. That's it. They don't care about Texas A&M.
They're undeveloped and they are undisciplined, obviously. I mean, again, this is the second time this season he's had to suspend superstar freshmen that they have been brought in.
Three of them that allegedly were doing crime. We're not going to report what it is because it's not confirmed.
It's not.
But you can Google it. It ain't that hard to find. And I believe it.
A little rumor. Some high times and misdemeanors going on. The program's record 3-4. They're 1-3 in SEC play. In the league, just in the SEC, there are how many teams in the SEC?
14.
Is that it? I thought there was
14.
Okay.
There will be 16 with Texas.
Gotcha. Okay. I had 16 in my mind. They are currently 14th in scoring. So dead last in the conference. That means they're worse than Missouri, worse than all the dog water teams. 12th in rushing. That's interesting, seeing as how you got a great running back. Devin Achane is a good running back. 13th in passing. We know Haynes King is not a good quarterback.
No, dark helmet's bad.
I think it's time for them to turn it over to the freshman. Weigman, I think is his name. Their offensive line is terrible. It's just nothing is right on offense.
Ask yourself this question. It was said of me that I was biased against Jimbo Fisher. Name me the offensive player that's ever played for him that got better as time went on. He went from some 3-star recruit and then turned into a first-round pick. I'll wait.
Yeah.
You look back through his career, the highest level players he's ever had, they came in good, they stayed good, and they went roughly where they should be. He's not a good coach. I laughed out loud. When I found out he was leaving for Texas A&M, I laughed out loud and went, oh, you have no idea what you just did. You paid $400 for a domestic light. Congratulations. You can dress it up and call it champagne all you want to. It's still a Peeber, and that's what he is.
A Peeber. Somebody did have their hot take earlier in the YouTube stream that among domestic lights, Busch Light has the most flavor, and if you disagree, you're wrong. Agree or disagree, Jeremy? You're the expert on domestic lights.
All good.
Oh, just all of them.
Don't care. I've stopped actually saying a brand. I just sit down and go, domestic light, please. I don't care what it is.
I think that should tell us everything we need to know.
I don't think it should surprise you, even vaguely.
I would agree with you.
I mean, at this
they're
point,
all the same. They're all bad.
I'll be really honest with you. At this point, I've been doing this for so long that I'm not actually sure I can tell the difference.
I think that's all the. I think that's all the cigarettes.
That's
all the heaters. You've destroyed your taste buds.
It's possible,
and that's why you can't appreciate good things like ramen noodles on pizza.
Ramen noodles, period. You enjoy that salt packet soup. That's fine. Throw a little linguine in there. It's a delicacy.
Cut up some hot dogs in there. Throw a little cheese in it.
What is wrong with you? What? Do you hate yourself? You're making Russell Wilson soup over there. Just a hot dog water. Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's ride. Bang, bang.
Poor college students. They know. There's some amazing things that you can do with ramen noodles when you're not making a whole bunch of money.
Throw them in the trash. That's the best thing you can do with them.
And again, they're super cheap.
That's why you like it.
I said 10 cents earlier, and I forgot. Inflation. Okay, they're 25 cents a piece now.
Get a Mr. P's pizza. It's 59 cents. You'll thank me later.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound slows between Bavard Road and I-40. 240 eastbound slow between exit 3 and exit 4A. 240 eastbound again slow between Tunnel Road and exit 8. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between I-40 and Bavard Road. 40 westbound delays between Hendersonville Road and Bavard Road. Bavard Road southbound is slow between Sardis Road and Clayton Road. Bavard Road northbound delays between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. An accident reported near Bent Creek River Park. Hendersonville Road southbound, stop and go between I-40 and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road north and southbound slow between Long Shoals Road and Mills Gap Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue north and southbound near Edgewood Road delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell is sorry for going too far with its past breakfast. All you need in the morning is tasty, simple food, like a breakfast crunch wrap. Fluffy eggs, cheese, sausage, hash browns wrapped in a warm tortilla. Grab one at participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only until 11 a.m. while supplies last.
Give love, give style. It's Macy's Friends and Family Sale with an extra 30% off everything to get you and your home cozy for the holidays with your coupon or Macy's card. And get 15% off fragrances, skincare, makeup, and more great beauty gifts. Plus, download the free app for more great deals at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
See, Ascendo gets it in the YouTube comments. If you use So he says, yum, hot dogs and ramen, throw in some cheese and some bacon bits, a little cooked celery and carrots. What kind of privileged life did you lead as a poor college student there, Ascendo? We didn't have actual vegetables.
What? Did you just take all the – why do you not just throw 4 leftovers in a bowl and mix it together?
100%.
Oh.
And then he followed that up with more brilliance. Take the mac and cheese packet, put that in your ramen noodles instead. You get that cheesy goodness. And then if you cut up some Vienna sausages, then you're in business, baby.
Ugh.
Yes. Ascendo,
why do you
I
hate your stomach?
Hey.
And I'm specifically referring to you here.
All I'm saying is I haven't gotten coronavirus. Just throwing that out.
Yes, you have.
No.
You just didn't go to the doctor and have them tell you.
I'm immune, baby.
Yeah, it's all those draft nerds you can at me.
It's all those gas station hot dogs I've been eating over the years. I'm impervious.
I would say you're unkillable, but I've seen you drink 3 domestic lights, so you 100% have a kryptonite.
Oh, and then he says his personal favorite was the canned corned beef hash with a microwave tater, cheesy ramen lathered over the top.
I'm never going to not regret asking this question. I have a weird feeling. What the hell is canned corned beef?
Excuse me? You've never had corned beef hash?
I've never had corned beef, period.
Why?
Gross.
Who hates you? How you claim to be a leprechaun and you've never had corned beef? No,
are you doing spam right now? Because that's what that sounds like.
I mean, when it comes in a can like that, yeah, it's partially like spam-ish kind of stuff.
Special processed alien meat. Out. Spam.
Special.
There's another
I like
one.
that.
There's another one we can cross off the list. Although I don't know that spam's out here spending ad dollars. I don't think I've ever heard an ad for spam.
Yeah.
Are you almost to the point of actual death? Do you need to eat something or you will expire?
Stephen Tao hit it on the head. Jeremy claims to be from the South, but I don't think you are.
I understand. Listen to me talk.
Yeah, but part of being from the South is basically we'll eat anything that you that you can concoct.
No, I mean, I'll eat hot dogs, but that's about as low on the food chain as I'm going to go.
Mm-hmm. Frankie Cleary says Vienna sausage is the devil's doomsday food. I think he's right.
Oof.
Can get you through some hard times, buddy. That's all I'm saying.
I like the finer things in life. Like my brand new Pathfinder from Fred Anderson Nissan. Hey, see what I did?
Nice little segue.
100%. It's because I know we're almost to the end of the show, and I get to go out in the parking lot, start that bad boy up, and drive it to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same by visiting our friends at Fred Anderson Nissan, 629 Brevard Road. They will give you $250 extra on your trade just for mentioning that we sent you.
Yes, indeed they will. There were earlier in the program, in the YouTube comments, one of the hot takes centered around college football and the Tennessee Volunteers. Are we buying it? Are they seriously contenders for a national title?
Yes. It's the most prodigious offense in the country, and it's not close. All you have to do is be able to play dead in the Western on defense. Frankly, get 2 stops in a game, you'll probably win.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nobody in this country that can stop you. I absolutely buy Tennessee, and you know what? Sweeping declaration.
Okay.
I think they're the best team in the country. Really? If I had a vote in the poll, they would be getting my number 1.
Better than Georgia, better than Ohio State.
Name of the game is offense, and I do it better than anybody.
Right. We've already seen what they did to Alabama. And Hendon Hooker. Heisman Trophy? Yes? No? Maybe?
He's the leader in clubhouse right now. I mean, basically, the betting line has moved to a point of him and C.J. Stroud are neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that can derail him is if they lose a game they're not supposed to. Then it becomes just handed over to C.J. Stroud.
Right. We shall see. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We will have the Thursday night preview and picks coming up tomorrow on the Sportsocracy. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baltimore Ravens. Not looking forward to it.
You shouldn't be.
It's not going to be fun.
Fantasy show in the morning. Me and the Canadian we're fixing your teams. If you're 2-5, if you're 3-4, we'll tell you the players you've got, where they need to go, and what you need to get out of them.
Join them live on YouTube back here tomorrow in the Ingles Studio at 3 p.m. on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, a cold front has pushed on through Asheville and is out to our east tonight. We're in the 30s with elevation tonight, around 40 degrees in the valley. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64, low 40 degrees. And then we're in the low to mid-60s for Friday and into the weekend. If you've got some ghosts and goblins, wanting to do some trick-or-treating this weekend, we do have some rain in the forecasts both Sunday and Monday. I think the heavier rains will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound very busy on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. 26 eastbound is crawling between I-40 and Airport Road. 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between Hendersonville Road and Bavard Road. Merriman Avenue north and southbound approaching Edgewood Road, heavy delays. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Long Shoals Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound is stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Briar Creek Road north and southbound very busy between Sardis Road and Clayton
This
Road
report is
due to an
sponsored by
accident.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell is sorry for going too far with its past breakfast. All you need in the morning is tasty, simple food, like a breakfast crunch wrap. Fluffy eggs, cheese, sausage, hash browns wrapped in a warm tortilla. Grab one.